Well, it's a final day,
Yes.
and the day that everyone's been waiting for, obviously, to see how this
It's gonna work.
mammoth task's turned out. And we've done 3 panels already, taking the tape off, and already,
It's amazing.
yeah,
It is. There's quite a way to go yet, isn't there? You're going to do
Yeah.
the waxing and filling in and everything, but the most important one's done now.
yeah. So getting the actual paint effect on is all done now, but this is nowhere near finished. So don't think, oh, well, it still looks a bit sort of crappy.
Yeah.
We've still got quite a lot to do to get it up to the stage where we want it, really.
Yeah.
So Mum's going to carry on with taking the tape off. So we're just doing it quite slowly, taking the tape
Yeah,
off.
it's very worrying.
Yeah.
This is more worrying than putting the paint on, because just in case, if any paint pulls off anywhere on it, that's the panel scrapped, and
Yeah.
we have to start all over again. Even if it's just like
tiny-
if a bit comes off,
Yeah,
that's the whole panel scrapped, and we have to start literally from scratch.
yeah.
So it is quite intense getting the tape off, just making sure. If I just yanked it, which
Yeah,
normally I
it
do,
just pull off.
so it's worrying.
Yeah, and any of the little bits where it's leaving like a tiny little gap in the joint, all we're doing is we've got this amazing wax, which is by Push Chalk and Would You Bend, and it's just a patina wax. Now we've gone with the black just so it sort of blends it in, and what it's doing is making it look like it's a bit more aged, really. So obviously where the veneers are sort of aging and like just coming apart a little bit, and
Yeah, it's just wear. It's just, as you say, just age and
Age.
the dust, and people touch. What you want it to look like is people have been coming in here for the last 100 years, so
Yeah.
touching it and the smoke of the fire. So it needs to look like
Old.
it's been here
Yeah.
100 years, doesn't it?
I think obviously just leaving it all looking new and fresh, it just it wouldn't sort of blend in with everything. It would
No.
look a bit too fake then. So adding these little sort of details is going to add to the sort of the story
The
of
effect. Yeah,
doing it.
yeah.
So I'm going to crack on. Some of the panels we're going to add some of the Liberon wax on, which we've already used throughout the chateau, and it's the same colour of the stain, which was
Yes.
the acacia, I think
Yeah,
it was.
that's right, yeah.
So we're going to put that wax on just to add a little bit more colour in, and then once it's all completed, we're going to look at doing the whole room in the Gilboy's wax,
Wax, yeah.
just to finish
It's
it off.
going to be a chore.
Yeah, that's going to be a big job. So we'll crack on with these now, get these last bits done, and go from there.
Okay,
Come on then.
let's go.
Well, that's the first wall with all the tape off, and I think
It's tremendous. It
Yeah.
really, really is good.
even like I'm surprised with how well it's turned out.
Considering it's the first time you've ever done anything like this, and this scale as well, it's not just like one little door, is it?
No,
It's a whole
massive.
bloody room. And it's fantastic, it really is.
Yeah. So Mum's got all the tape off, as you can tell with my hands. I've got the wax on, and just using that patina,
Yeah.
honestly, it's absolutely amazing. Far easier because I was thinking that I was going to have to paint all of them in. Now that's sort of evened it out,
It
hasn't
just
it?
blends in better, doesn't it? You've got no paint lines, you've got no fine lines, it's just blended in. As if it was dirty, you know, which is like what you want, isn't it?
Yeah, and it just, this whole wall now looks fantastic. It really does. Once you're in the room, it's hard on the camera because we're still getting the sheen from the varnish and with the light and stuff like that. So once you're in the room, you can actually look up close to it. It really does.
It's fantastic.
Look like wood. So because we've got this wall off, what we're going to do is we're going to go and get the bed and see if the bed actually matches in with the same colours, because this is what the whole thing's sort of based around, really, is the bed.
Not
and
all the
wardrobe.
bed, just the headboard.
Yeah, just the
We're not
headboard.
going to put the full bed up.
No. So we'll get that up and see how that's looking, and then go from there, really.
Yeah.
Let's go and get it.
Do you want to get a side table as well and see what it looks like with one of them?
Yeah, definitely. Right. So headboard's there. You want to take some tables up as well, did you say?
Yeah.
Pass you the...
They're the bedside ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's lovely, that.
Nicely, doesn't it? So, directly. Oh, God, yeah.
Does it look good?
Yeah, very well done.
Yeah.
Well, the next stage that we need to crack on with is now all the tape's off and it's obviously revealed just how good our paint effects turned out. We're just going along and painting the obviously recessed part of the raised panel. We're giving it like a sort of an aged look as well. So it's not completely black, which it may look in the camera. It's sort of like a mixture of black and brown to give it sort of like a variation of age. Now, the reason we're doing that is, one, just so it highlights the raised panel from the rest of this, because I think having the whole lot wood, it'd just be a little too overpowering. Obviously, this is a lot of wood in a room. So having that section as well, it's just not giving you any sort of break. So doing that, it's allowing you to have that sort of soft period between it. But also, we're going to be putting, obviously, the trim on the edge anyway, which is going to create a barrier for the paneling and that as well. And obviously another reason is we're wanting these to look like these are veneered panels. So you wouldn't have the veneer going on this section anyway. It would have been painted a different colour or ebonized or something like that. So it's to give that sort of illusion as well, that these are obviously like a veneer panel on top. Yeah, I know a lot of you are concerned about it, but when you're in the room, it does work and it does sort of add to the whole overall look and adds just a little bit more sort of elegance to it really, even though I know it's black paint. So we'll crack on now, painting the rest of these and hopefully get quite a bit of the room done. So I'll crack on now. Well, there we have it. Obviously, all of the tape is finally off now, and it is just looking absolutely tremendous.
Yeah, it's better than I ever imagined it would look, really is. And this is only the beginning.
Yes.
Really, there's still a hell of a lot more to go in, isn't there?
Yes, this is only the first stage, really. I know it's took us 2 weeks just to do this first stage, but this is just literally the first part of it. So we've still got a lot of work to go into it to give us the final effect that we're wanting. So if you're still unsure, just hold on, because it is going to get a lot better.
Yes,
with
it will, yeah. I mean, it's good now. It's amazing to think how this room looked a year ago.
Yeah. Obviously,
now.
you'd have just seen how bad this room actually got at one point, where there wasn't a single panel left on the wall, and obviously all of the wall was obviously needed work, and to see how far it's come now is just amazing. Yeah,
I think at one point even you thought you doubted everything. In this room especially, I think there was just one point it was just like, oh my God.
Yeah, I think once all of the panel got off and the room was completely bare, and I just thought, God, this is just a bit bad. Beyond us now. But
look at it now. It just proves what you can do. You know what I mean?
It is. It's fantastic. So we've got this section all done with the border paint on the black, and it's just sort of pulling that all together. Now I know a lot of you aren't going to like the black bits that we're adding in for age and for the borders, but it will work out in the end, so just bear with us with it, because the other bits that we've got to go on with it will sort of add with that. Yeah,
and highlight it, and the other bits that are going on will distract you away from the bit. This is really just like a base coat, you could class it as, for definitely. What's going to happen next, isn't it? You know, it's not just staying like this. This is just sort of
the base. But even that, like I said, when you look close up to the wood grain now, just how realistic it looks. Like I said, obviously, I know there was a lot of doubters out there about it, and love it or hate it, you can't disagree that this looks
amazing.
Yeah, it really does.
Even I had my doubts. I genuinely had my doubts when you first started it, and I was just like, oh, what is this? And even as the paint was going on, I was like, oh.
What are we doing?
It truly is. It is. I think it's going to be your best room, isn't it?
Definitely. I've always liked this room anyway, so that's why I've wanted to put so much effort into it, and this really is it. So it's fantastic. So hope you all enjoying it and seeing how this crazy process is sort of evolved, because
it is unique. It is one I've never seen done before anywhere. Not a whole room. No. You know, to take on this challenge is probably one of our. It doesn't seem big, but I think it's probably one of your biggest mentally. I think this is one of your biggest ones.
It has been, and I think for any of the Chateau renovations, to take on something like this, not only for the skills and to be so sort of daring,
brave, and bold.
I
think that you've really stepped out of your comfort zone on this one as well.
To do this,
to create this, and I mean you've smashed it.
But well, let us know in the comments what you think, how it's turned out, if you love it, hate it, or just love the process. And we will see you in the next one for the next stage of this room and how it's going to evolve from stage one, really. So we will see you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. If you'd like to be part of our journey and help restore the chateau, then please join us on Patreon, where you'll be part of our journey, receive a piece of the history, and get exclusive videos.